On this episode, crowd goes wild. Scott gets Twitch correct in the opening and the closing. Hey, only 5 shows. That's pretty good.
Yes, I did. But of course, then we have a stroke. Well, he stroked it. It's because, damn, it's hot.
Yes. And we talk top 10s.
And then we find out shrimp and lobsters are bugs.
Yeah, I thought we knew that. Oh, well. But whales can't swallow you.
Well, yeah. Asteroids are asteroids, and Jeff Bezos charged a guy $28 million to sit next to him.
Who are what? What was the first thing you said?
I said astronauts are asteroids.
And Jeff Bezos is an ass for having that guy pay $28 million. What? No. Okay. So he charged him $28 million to ride next to him on the Blue Origin spaceship that's going up on the 20th.
And of course, now Bitcoin can be used in El Salvador.
Yeah. And batteries are made out of cement. Well, no, actually, Bitcoin is a currency in El Salvador. And there goes my mileage on my Prius.
Okay, no, Steve. They're not going to use cement as, in the cars. The cement is going to be in the buildings, and they're going to use those buildings as huge batteries. Listen, just watch the show and learn something.
Welcome to the Don't Know Show, featuring what happened in the world today. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott. And this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to YouTube, show, yeah,
here we go.
Starting already. YouTube, show, podcast, and live Twitch show.
Woo! Live Twitch talk show. So for those of you who want to make comments or anything like that, feel free to. We had some fun last week with New Zealand.
Yes, that was awesome.
Did you talk to Andrew at all? Does Andrew know we're on?
I did, and yes. Needless to say, this is normally the time he's sleeping, but...
Well, yeah, so?
He's going to try to... I sent him a message already a couple hours ago reminding him to see if he woke up.
Wake up!
Wake
up, Brussels. Wake up, Brussels, Belgium. It is.
Yeah, especially since President Biden was in Brussels today. You could tell us how great it was to see him there.
Wait, Biden was?
Yes.
So we don't talk politics, so I even search.
That is correct. But this is not talking politics. This is stating a fact. He was there, period.
Why?
Well, they're doing the...
Biden heads to Brussels after global win. Global win? Ahead of NATO summit. Oh, the NATO summit's going to be there, I guess.
It's going on.
All right, so...
Needle pulling thread.
Biden does sound in Brussels on eve of NATO EU summit. So there you go.
I knew something Steve didn't know first. Yay.
The Don't Know Show. So I'm just living up to the title of the show.
That's right.
You can hear me okay, yes?
Yes.
I'm a little farther away from the microphone this time.
I can tell you're not quite as loud as normal.
So you can see my pretty face.
Purdy. You look so purdy, Steve. That reminds me. I heard you're going through one of the coldest summers in history there, so I was thinking about sending you some winter parkas.
Yes. We could use a few because... 112 today. I think they reported as 108, but next week they're saying.
I know. I mean, you're used to 120, so you guys got to be freezing your butts off.
Yeah, 116. Well, yeah, we need that. My favorite thing to do this time of year,
is golf. Yeah, but whatever.
So, well, yes, I do that, but I order coffees, and everybody wants to give you an iced coffee, and I'm like, no, I don't want an iced coffee. I would like my coffee hot. I don't want it iced. They go, but it's hot out. I'm like, yeah, I would like a hot coffee.
Right.
You drink hot drinks when it's hot. So.
And you eat ice cream when it's freezing cold.
Yes. So
the advantage to that is it doesn't melt while you're eating it.
Because you can see I was out on the golf course and had a tournament. So it's pretty, right? Pretty out there.
Yeah, considering that you have green grass in the desert and we're in the Midwest and we have nothing but brown grass.
Right, that's what I'm looking at over on behind your picture. Yep. If you raise your right hand, you can see that brown patch there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it was your right hand.
We're in a severe drought. We have not had rain in almost 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yep.
That's bad.
I am hand watering my garden, which is why the roses are blooming and literally, I have a 2.5 gallon sprinkle can that I fill up with water and I hand water each individual plant in the garden because I don't want to waste water trying to broadcast the whole area,
So the West mega drought sets a record for Lake Mead's lowest water level.
Yep.
Lake Mead on the Colorado River hits its lowest water level since the 1930s.
This is not going to be a good year for crops.
Yeah, great. People going back to work and now there's no food.
Now there is two redeeming features to this heat and drought going on. Nope, I can only think of two.
Okay, count. So what are they? Go ahead.
The number one is it is so hot. Our swimming pool is.
How hot is it?
It's hot. Not as hot as you, but we've been in the 90s until today. We are only in the 80s today. But it makes the swimming pool very, very inviting.
Does it get the swimming pool hot enough to where you got to watch your chlorine levels because it'll start growing?
Yes, we already had that start.
Really?
Yep. I had it. We have a floater with 3-inch chlorine tabs in it.
They had a floater in Caddyshack too. It was just a baby Ruth.
That's right.
It was a baby Ruth.
I actually had to add granules directly into the filter because we were having problems even with the 3.5-inch tabs in there. It was it's terrible.
I'm yawning today. Not good. Not good.
So, and there was one other thing, and because you threw me off track, I'm trying to remember what the other thing was.
That's why we have a subject board.
Oh, no mosquitoes.
Oh, because there's no water for them.
Right. Normally at this time of year, it's hard to stay outside past 7 p.m. because the mosquitoes just start to come out. I mean, I've been outside at night, no problem. Left the windows open on the bus, no mosquitoes.
That's awesome. So what happened to La 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 La?
What happened to La La? I don't know.
Corn on the cob. Is that going to be? Is that still growing? Is that starting to come off the fields, or is
everything's It's just right now. It's supposed to be knee high by the 4th of July, so crops just started. The problem is they're spiking. They're starting to look like yucca plants.
That's what I was wondering. That's why I said it was changing the. That's what I asked.
We had some storms come through a couple of days ago, and we're watching the radar. We're like, yes, we're going to get rain. There's this big, huge glob of orange, right? Because it's just pouring rain like crazy. 10 miles away from here, it goes away. It's like, what the hell?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to welcome to the Don't Know Show and Soapbox Sunday. That's right. Scott is not going. This is going to be a fun show, folks. Watch how Scott just ignores everything I say and does. Everything I say and do, I just carries on with whatever agenda that he has. Doo-doo. I didn't say doo-doo. I said whatever I do's. And whatever I do.
Plural do's is doo-doo
in your pool. You talked about floaters in your pool.
Yeah.
Not me.
Wow.
But I was looking for like a new segment. I was looking for a new segment for things to put on our show.
Okay.
We have the What Happened to the World Today, a positive, genuine positivity message. We have our word of the week where we find a word that, we go, we need to use that word properly or know what the word is. Right. Unlike Pentultimate last week where we talked about it, but I don't think we ever said what it was.
No, we didn't. Although, we sort of did because you did make the comment that it's not the last thing, it's the second to last. So this was on the second to last subject, you made that comment.
Right. But it's last, but one in a series of things, second last.
Exactly.
It's an adjective. So second last.
But then again, I don't ever listen to you. So
the penultimate chapter of the book would be the second to the last chapter, why do you need a word for that first?
Who knows? Most books that I read, they seem to have like an epilogue at the end instead of, so the last part of the chapter that you're reading would be the penultimate. See, I almost said it your way. And then the epilogue would be the end of the show or end of this book.
Yeah. So, like people think of penultimate as the very last and the very best, which it's not. The penultimate slice of pizza simply means next to the last slice of pizza. I'm going to eat the penultimate slice of pizza.
There you go.
Oh, is that good pizza? No, it just means there's one piece left.
Exactly. And of course, Yellow Rose is here and she's happy to be here. Yay!
Hey, oh my God, I made it home time to watch you guys. So happy. Well, that's good because she works. Normally she can't make it home to watch, so now she's here to watch. So,
How cool is that?
so that's live. Normally he watches all the rebroadcasts and that, but
Now,
yeah,
just so you know, I'm happy that you're here too.
Cool.
Well, if you're happy and you know it,
clap your hands. Oh, that's stupid.
I can't help
Okay,
it.
the No No Show has just become very dumb. Thank you very much. Well,
what do you mean just become? It's been dumb since we started.
This is the penultimate show to being dumb.
Okay.
Second to last show to being dumb.
So,
all right, so
I was
just want to make sure.
I was thinking we should, what are we? We're 11 minutes into the show already. I think it might be a good idea to actually hit the show board.
Well, okay, but don't you want to know what the third from the end word is?
Ooh, wait. It's thin.
Oh, now you not get antiphonal.
Antiphonal?
Ultimate. And well, it's like anti, but it's not anti, it's anti-penultimate.
Penultimate. Stop putting that extra T in there.
A-N-T-E penultimate.
Stop putting the extra T.
Penultimate.
There you go. It's not.
I'm trying to get the first part. Relax about the penultimate thing.
Okay.
Penultimate. I know it's not pent, it's pen.
Pen.
I'm trying to get the first part right. A-N, it's pronounced A-N-T-I-H. Anth?
Yep.
Anth, penultimate. But that's third from the end.
Okay.
There's probably a
no, don't. There's no fourth in the end, maybe.
I don't know. There might be, but I'm not. We're not going to
look it up. Yeah,
we're not going to go through those. But back to the top 10 websites.
Top 10 websites. Are we one of them?
There are websites that have the top 10.
Oh, those kind of top 10 websites, not the top 10.
Top 10.
Okay.
Top 10. Top 10. WTF moments in cyberpunk. Top 10 facts about commercial flights. Top 10 best movies of 2020, 21, 2019.
Right.
Countries with the most top 10 COVID cases, best car insurance companies. So there's a whole webpage out there called the top 10s.
Makes sense to me.
thetop10s.com.
Cool.
And when I was looking through there, this is one of the top 10s that caught my eye. You ready for this?
I are ready.
Top 10 greatest Journey albums. Didn't Journey only have 10 albums?
I'm going to say no because they're still playing.
Okay, so we're going to read all of the albums. Now, there's live albums and compilation albums also.
Correct.
Those don't count, right? And then they have one soundtrack album. Okay?
Okay.
Ready? You count them out, and here we go. The first album was Journey, 1975. Look into the Future, 76. Next, 77. Infinity, 78. Evolution, 79. Departure, 80. Escape, 81. Frontiers, 83. Raised on Radio, 86. Trial by Fire, 96. Arrival, 2000. Generations, 2005. Revelation, 2008. And Eclipse, 2011. How many is that?
13.
Okay, so
all but 3 of their albums made the top 10.
Yeah. So really? Come on. That's, okay.
Well, I suppose if you're doing the top 10, it doesn't matter because, well, I guess the one thing that would be interesting is what if they only had 9?
Well, but again, I didn't remember there being that many Journey. So they're also counting the compilation albums and the best of albums, which, whatever. But yeah, so the first one, Escape, obviously Don't Stop Believing's on that one.
Right.
Don't Stop Believing. Right. So that, okay, so that one's good. Then Frontiers, right? Then Infinity. All right. Then Raised on Radio, then Evolution, then Departure, then Capture, then Trial by Fire, then Dream After Dream. Dream After Dream is the one from the movie. So that, okay. And then Journey. And then they have contenders, where we have people that the votes that didn't make it. But I'm like,
right.
So the worst one was Time, the album Time. So I voted this.
And I have to say, even that album probably wasn't bad.
The album really got all the good Journey stuff. I voted this because I wanted to recognize it since it had songs that no others had.
Okay.
So, like, whatever, right? Time. When did Time come out? Time. Okay, so Time is a compilation album. So
Okay.
it doesn't count. It
Well,
doesn't
it's not
count.
supposed to, but obviously they are. So
You can't take the best of all the songs and say that's your best album. Yeah, studio albums 14, live albums 4, compilations album 8, video albums 7, music videos 23, soundtrack albums 1. I just thought that was funny. But yeah, so we can look at the top 10s and see what other top 10s. So let's see what's popular for this week. Top 10 best players of the first round of the 2021 NBA playoffs. Really? How's that for a specific top 10?
yeah.
Best players of the first round of the 2021 NBA playoffs.
Okay. And
Best essay writing services. Top 10 best cartoonists. Best workout songs. Really? Do we dare click in any of these?
well, here's what makes me curious about that one is I know some people that listen to some music that I would never in a bazillion years consider a workout song because it doesn't have that energy, but they like to work out to like meditation type music. It's like, how do you work out to something like that? You meditate to something like that.
Well,
no, it
okay,
keeps my
ready?
mind peaceful while I'm burning up my body.
My daughter will hate that this is the #1 best workout song because she has a guy that works with her. And he says, "This is my hype song." And he plays it over and over and over again, hypes himself up.
Right.
I Ate a Tiger by Survivor.
Yes, that's very popular.
Beat It by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Lose Yourself by Eminem. Remember the Name, Fort Minor. I don't even know that one.
Me either.
Master of the Puppets, Metallica. Yes. Oh, Michael Jackson comes back with Smooth Criminals. Wow. Walk, Pantera. Enter Sandman, Metallica. Gonna Fly Now, right? Bill Conti. And another Eminem one. Really? Wait a minute. Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne.
Okay.
Work Bitch by Britney Spears. I mean, I like the song, but I don't know if I want to work out to it. We Will Rock You by Queen.
Now, here's a question for you. Are the top 10 one person specific choice?
No, they vote. You vote. You vote.
Okay.
It's people go on the website and they vote. So thetop10s.com, the top 10s, the top TENS, and you vote.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. It's a billion degrees here. And for some reason, I think my Nest changed times here and it turned itself off. So I need to. No, it's still running. Huh.
Okay. I was going to say, that would be weird.
That's not good. I'm just talking too much and it's hot.
And yeah, that I actually had that joke that I was going to start off with, but then I went with the Winter Parka thing. I was going to say, Steve, they're going to kick you out of the state. Your hot air is heating up everything.
Shut up, Steve. So yeah. So if you ever want to know the best top 10s, the top 10 best performing U.S. stock market sectors, that's updated hourly. The top 10 most valuable cryptocurrencies, that's updated hourly. Wow,
That's kind of neat.
The hottest PlayStation 4 games updated every 2 hours. Wow.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You know what? One thing they should probably have? What are the top 10 most unique insects being used in culinary applications?
Let me look that up. Okay, so for this year, it says the #1 because they're out in abundance are cicadas.
Okay.
Am I right?
Well, yes, but there's a problem.
What's the problem?
Well, if you're allergic to seafood, you should not eat cicadas.
Okay. Well, is seafood insects?
They are not. Well, they have a family relation to both shrimp and lobsters.
Seafood has a family relation to shrimp and lobsters?
Well, seafood, no. The cicadas do. Well,
You
and
didn't
here's
say
the
that.
thing. This is
You
the
didn't say
brood
that.
X cicada, by the way.
Despite their name, okay, the Don't Know Show. Here we go, Don't Know people. Despite their name, shellfish are not fish. Many varieties of shellfish and crustaceans in particular are actually closely related to insects and arachnids.
The things you can learn on the Don't Know Show.
Don't Know Show. So even though aren't crabs and lobsters just giant sea bugs?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Now, here's what's really kind of funny. We don't have the brood X cicada here. We have the other kind of cicada that comes every 14 years. The brood X is every 17 years, and it's in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Indiana, and Tennessee, mostly. Don't get me wrong.
Wait. Do you mean there's an X generation of cicadas?
Go figure.
The brood?
Yep. We don't just have the Gen X humans. There's a Generation X cicada.
So you got to watch when you eat bugs if you're allergic to shellfish, because shellfish aren't really shellfish. They're actually bugs.
But they're selfish shellfish.
Okay.
Say that fast 10 times.
Good luck with that.
Exactly.
Jesus. All right. So, all right. So, well, then that would be the same thing if you ate, whatchamacallits. Those are bugs too. Well, they call them bugs. What do they call those things that they put in jambalaya?
Prawns.
Crawdads. Not prawns, crawdads.
Crawdads. By the way, they call them prawns.
No, prawns are different than crawdads.
Oh, that's right. Prawns are actually a type of shrimp. That's right.
Prawns.
Prawns are shrimp.
Here we go. It's that. I got my wish. Scott's just making stuff up again.
Woohoo!
Prawns versus crawfish. Crawfish and prawns are both crustaceans, but prawns have branchy gills and live in salt water. Crawfish have feather-like gills and live in fresh water.
There we go.
Flavor-wise, a crawfish tastes more like a lobster. Prawns taste more like shrimps, although they're smaller and sweeter. Thank you very much. Don't Know Show.
Yay!
Just keep making shit up.
I will do that just for you because it makes you so happy.
Well, when you do it, when I force you to do it, you do a terrible job.
I know.
But when you do it like this naturally, when you just think you know what you're talking about, it's so much more fun. It's so much more fun.
But here's the thing. I do know what I'm talking about.
No, it's a Don't Know Show. You do not know what you're talking about.
You just keep thinking that.
So I don't know if you remember I told you about when I worked for NASCAR Silicon Motor Speedway.
Well,
I got to work with all the greats of Atari. I got to work with all the greats of Atari, right? And these guys told me about when they wrote the games where the credits were, right? So when you first plug in Asteroids or Gravatar or Hard Driving by Atari, when you first plug it in, it resets to a set of high scores, right? That's how you can clear the high scores and reset them.
Yes.
Right? When all the initials of the initial high scores are the people who wrote the game. They're the software engineers, developers, and all that stuff. So, speaking of asteroids, NASA has started honoring all of the astronauts by naming asteroids after astronauts.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So 27 asteroids have been named in honor of African-American, Hispanic, and Native American astronauts, and one cosmonaut who have helped expand our horizons beyond Earth to inspire the next generation of space explorers. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Because I already know I'm not going to have an asteroid named after me. A hemorrhoid maybe, but not an asteroid.
Until I thought of this. What happens if it becomes the Armageddon asteroid and it starts to come and destroy Earth?
Well, I don't think they would name it after an astronaut because usually.
But they already named it. What if they already named it?
Well, yeah, but if they named it, Okay. When they find an asteroid in a very short period of time, they pretty much already know its trajectory. So I really can't see them not
Maybe when it's going
knowing.
to collide with Earth.
Right. And then say, oh, look, this one's going to crash with us. Let's name it first.
Oh no,
I just don't see that happening.
S128E007093 or the Jose Hernandez asteroid is now going to crash into Earth.
It might, however, create a new crater on the moon.
Yeah.
See, that's the nice part about the lower gravity on the moon is it makes the impacts a little bit less. But if something's traveling at the bazillions of miles an hour that these things travel at, I don't care if there's no gravity.
But it's just like why I didn't like the restaurant on the moon.
Okay.
There was no atmosphere.
That's right. No atmosphere.
Therefore, the asteroid couldn't burn up in the atmosphere.
Correct. So it hit solid.
Yep. So we talked about this before, but Jeff Bezos is stepping down as the CEO from Amazon on the 5th, on July 5th, his Independence Day, which there are so many ties to the movie. This is our Independence Day. So he owns Blue Origin, right?
Correct.
So and here's why I think he's stepping down is because of the fact that he's going in space.
Yes.
So they put a bid out. You could actually fly in the capsule with Jeff Bezos in Blue Origin. And it's supposed to be.
It's actually one of our subjects in the second half of our show.
Is it?
Yes.
Where is it?
Blue Origin auctions new Shepard ride with Jeff Bezos for $28 million.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just going to skip to it now.
Okay.
Did you put that subject in there?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
How can you not see it?
Oh, there it is. It's underneath my cement battery.
You have a cement battery. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see that too.
All right. So dig this. The flight is scheduled for when? Jeff Bezos going to space. But yeah, so the guy paid $28 million to go with him.
Yes.
When is it? Bezos.
It started
scheduled for July 20th.
It started at 4.8 million and shot to 28 million in under 10 minutes.
That's not bad, 28 million. Because when we talk about that first guy was 250 million.
Yeah.
The first flight. So that's a bargain.
Yep.
But dude, July 20th, 15 days after he resigns.
Yep.
I think that the reason, we talked about him wanting to do all this other stuff. I think that's why he's stepping down, because he wanted to go on this flight.
I would have to agree.
And there's like no way you're going on here.
Right. Unless, the board of directors are saying, nope, you ain't doing it.
Because if something happens, that would be bad.
Yep.
So.
Well, yep. Works for me.
So so we'll skip that when we get to it. But Blue Origin, baby, there he goes. So that means has Elon Musk ridden on the rocket yet?
I don't think so.
So Bezos will be the first then of the guys
he's gonna be
between him, Virgin, and Virgin Galactic, and why can't I think of SpaceX?
Right.
Why couldn't I think of SpaceX, Scott?
I have probably because your brain is baked from the heat you have there.
Yes, could be. All right. So since I skipped across on the show subjects, I got to go back over the show subjects here.
Oh.
So we talked about the Armageddon asteroid. See, those should have been put together, so that's why. And then this should have been with here.
That should have been with the other thing, yeah.
Yes. So you got to learn to put these subjects together, man, so it ties together better. So going back to the cicadas, we can't eat cicadas, but because we have shellfish allergies. But what if a whale swallows a lobster diver?
Yeah, here that's kind of funny because ever since Moby Dick, they always said that whales don't eat people because their throats are too small. They eat krill and stuff like that.
Fish,
however,
friend, not food.
Yes.
However,
there was a lobster.
What movie's that from? Friend, not food.
It's Finding Nemo.
Yep. Okay. Now, okay. So what I just did, ladies and gentlemen, is just disrailed Scott from his thought process. So now
still did.
Scott's going to struggle to get back on task. Okay, so people can't get swallowed by whales, Scott?
See, that's what I always thought. And
Why?
Here it is.
Why?
Okay,
You're formulating the thought as to why they can't get swallowed.
The whales have large mouths, but they have relatively small throats. So they eat lots of small things, small fish, krill and mackerel and stuff like that, things that they can swallow easily. So apparently it was kind of a surprise when this Massachusetts lobster diver ends up getting swallowed up by this humpback whale off the coast of Cape Cod. And he was in this mouth for roughly 40 seconds. And of course, more than likely, and again, the Don't Know Show, I'm going to say that the whale said, I can't swallow this. Let's spit it out.
Ballantine whales have small throats about the size of basketballs.
Yep.
So they certainly couldn't swallow a human, but they do have powerful tongues and overall experience might not be too pleasant. So what you're saying is he got tongued?
Yeah.
The whale tongued him?
That's right.
But yeah, so it got in there and then he spat him out.
Yep. So, but you know, if you think about it, that would be a hair-raising experience to get swallowed by a whale. I mean, sharks scared the piss out of just about anybody. Even people who like sharks realize that a shark can kill you. So, and technically whales can too.
Okay, one of the searches on Google is actually what happens if a whale accidentally swallows you? It's actually a search.
You like that?
But whales are generally not interested in humans. Can a humpback swallow a human? Whales not eat people? No, no help there. How big is a sperm whale's esophagus? Only 4 inches? A sperm whale's esophagus is only 4 inches. That's 10 centimeters diameters. No, I didn't confuse inches and feet. That's 4 inches.
Yep. Wow. It's basically the size of your fist.
So just jam your fist in his throat.
Yep, and it'll choke you out.
Wow.
Who would have thunked it, right?
So the Don't Know Show. We thunk it.
We thunked it.
We thunk it. But it's time to be positive.
Yes.
So it's time for you to take off that shirt, put on your thinking cap and your thong, and become Funguy the Entertainer.
All right.
Everybody knows Funguy the Entertainer runs around in a thong, right?
No, Funguy the Entertainer does not run around in a thong. Naked sometimes, but not a thong.
Oh, okay.
All right. Gardens are like
banana hammock?
Banana hammock. Nope, don't wear those either. All right. Are you ready now?
No, I'm enjoying taking you off thought process today because you're actually coming up with good stuff.
Okay. Here is a genuine positivity message of the week.
Okay.
Gardens are like relationships. A little bit of work makes all the difference. Short and sweet, just like you said.
That's a good one. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. A little bit of work. Isn't work a 4-letter word, though?
It certainly is. And sometimes it feels like it.
Yeah. Cool.
So this next subject that you put up here kind of had me curious.
Isn't it?
I didn't have time to check into it.
Well, we've been talking a lot about cryptocurrencies.
Yes, we have.
And the fact that, like I said, I can get cryptocurrencies where you convert it to dollars, right? So it's a crypto dollar, but it's tagged against the dollar. So you're putting in dollars, you're getting paid in dollars. And I'm getting anywhere from 8.6, 10 to even 12% interest on my money. You tell me where you can go get 12% interest. Remember growing up, it was like, hey, man, 12% interest. You put that in, you invest at the age 20, you put that in the stock market, you get 12% interest, and it doubles every 7 years because the rule of 72. You take the amount of interest that you're getting, divide that into 72, and it'll tell you how many years it's going to take for your money to double.
Right.
So that's 7 years, and you got, you put in $10,000 at 21, put in 1,000, right? Then at 20, so at 27, you've got 2,000, right? And then it just keeps doubling every 7 years after that.
Right.
And by the time you're ready to retire, you got $1 million.
Yes. That
That's
was the
cool.
theory anyway.
Yeah, that's cool because it's time. It's not the amount of money. I mean, yeah, the amount of money is good, but yeah, take 10 grand and double that every 7 years. 10 grand to 20 grand, 20 grand to 40 grand, 40 grand to 80 grand, 80 grand to 160, 160. That's, I'm liking those numbers.
You know what my favorite one was? Give me a penny, and then every day double it for 30 days.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a stupid amount of money.
Well,
in 30 days.
Yeah. But the problem with that is you have to be able to double it, right? Mine is legit. You're actually getting interest on your money.
Yes.
And actually doing that. I mean, banks aren't giving you that kind of, banks are less than 1%. But banks are in the United States.
Yes.
Banks are not all over the world.
Well,
so here it is, dude. El Salvador. El Salvador is going to make Bitcoin an official currency. And the curious thing that everybody is always asked about countries making these oh God, why can't I think of the term? The don't know show is the decentralized, right?
Okay.
This is not centralized. Like dollars, we could just print more, right? We just print more.
Except it creates inflation. Yes.
Yes, but the United States owns the dollar, so we can do that.
Yes.
Right. The euro, the European Union could print more and create inflation. Correct. They could do it.
Yes.
The country has the control. Bitcoin could. They say they're not going to, but they could print more. But it's not the country that's doing it. It's this outside source that's controlling their money. So for a country to say, for El Salvador to say, hey, we're going to allow you to make Bitcoin legal currency.
It's a big deal.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hope my Bitcoin will go back up because of that. I'm doing good on my Ethereum, but my Bitcoin, it's just sitting there.
Yeah. I hope my Bitcoin actually starts with something.
Do you have Bitcoin?
No.
Oh. Well, then.
I would like some Bitcoin to just all of a sudden show up on my computer.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I wonder how much Bitcoin has actually been lost.
Oh, yeah. That's
because remember, Bitcoin's been around for a long time, back when you had to keep it on your own hard drive, back when you had to keep it, on your own flash drive. Now, a lot of these web services will keep for you and keep your password, so you don't get locked out.
Exactly.
But that'd be crazy, right?
It still confuses me because then there's the thing called Bitcoin mining, where you have your computer doing these really hard calculations. That's
the decentralization of it. So the Bitcoin doesn't sit in a bank, doesn't sit on the ledgers of a bank. It's not static. It's run by everybody's computers. And that's one of the things that they're saying about Bitcoin is because of the amount of electricity that is used to manage all these accounts, right? It's not green at all. So that's a problem.
The only thing is there are I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago, and I can't remember how it got there, but they were talking about how to use the solar energy to run their computer bank so that it does turn green.
Say that again?
Okay. If you just plug into the grid to run your banks of computers to do Bitcoin mining, it is not a green process because you're using way too many resources for what you accomplish. Okay. However, if you had your own solar enough to run it so that it was free, then it becomes efficient.
Or you could just use cement.
You can use cement.
Yeah, rechargeable cement battery.
Okay. How do you recharge a cement battery? And first of all, what is a cement battery?
Exactly. It's the new thing that they're talking about building into buildings, any concrete structure. Concrete batteries.
Okay.
It is.
Wait a minute. I'm going to try to derail you a little bit. By any chance, does this have anything to do with the Flintstones where they invent concrete and call it concretia?
No.
Okay. Just checking, because sometimes you come up with goofy stuff.
No. Flintstones and Concretia. Okay,
Yes.
this is another one of those things that Scott made up.
Nope, did not make it up. It's the owner of the gravel pit's daughter's name is
Mr.
Concretia. Yeah,
Mr.
Mr.
Slate.
Slate, right.
Flintstones.
But
and
that is
concrete.
interesting. Concrete structural batteries. What a concept. I didn't know they existed.
Flintstones, concrete in honor of his daughter. Well, he called it concrete in honor of his daughter, Concretia. They
Right.
didn't call it Concretia. They called it concrete. They called concrete concrete.
Concrete.
His daughter's name was Concretia, and he called it concrete.
Right.
Never mind. That's not what you.
But did you know there's a difference between cement and concrete?
Yes. It's the amount of letters in the word.
See, that's what I would have thought.
I don't know, show. Tell us, Scott, what is there between cement and concrete?
Well,
And what should we add mortar in there too?
oh, that would be interesting.
But what is it? What is
Well,
it?
it depends on what you mix into it. Concrete, let's see, damp porous concrete. Oh, now
He's reading. He doesn't know.
No, I don't know what it is. I just saw that they're concrete and it's cement and it's cousin concrete. So they're not the same thing. They're the most
Cement is an ingredient in concrete.
correct. It's the way they're
Concrete
made.
has aggregates in it. That's where you add the sand and the stone. Cement is, now you got it?
Yes. I thought it was the other way around. I thought cement was the aggregate. No, aggregate. Yeah, right. The other one's powder.
Aggregate is what you add, like the stone and the sand.
Right. Gravel.
Portland cement is the most important ingredient of concrete. It may be used either dry powder or warm to the paste of mortar that hardens and binds whatever it's touching. Therefore, the aggregate you end in. Concrete is a durable, lasting material used in one of its components. For primary concrete is cement, stone, sand, and water. Thank you. Don't know, show.
Pretty impressive how they're doing this.
Pretty impressive that I know that. So what you do is you take a Fe-coated CF mesh and conductive mortar and an uncoated CF as a current collector. Then there's a separator electrolyte and then a cathode layer of cement. Concrete's energy per volume is very big, but we use so much cement that the small energy amounts add up quickly.
Right. Yeah, think about it. Yes, a battery this big might have a whole bunch of power, but a 100,000 square foot building made out of concrete, that's a lot of concrete making a little bit of power, a lot of power.
He's just making stuff up, folks. Let him go with it. Like when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor, let him go. He's on a roll.
I didn't say that. Besides, I'm the one that likes all the war movies, so I actually know the right stuff.
No, The Right Stuff was a different movie. I was doing Animal House.
Animal House?
I was quoting Animal House. I was not quoting The Right Stuff.
Yeah. You weren't Ogre, were you?
No.
Okay.
You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
Well, because I completely lost track of where we were going on this.
Yes, I know. That's the fun part about the show today.
Yes,
In fact, I can derail you, and I said I was going to, and I did,
Yep.
and I have.
And you
and
do
that's
it
what makes the
anyway.
show- and that's what makes the show interesting.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get myself my train set, and I'm going to set it up behind me. So when you derail me, I'm going to knock my train off the track.
Oh, like on the Addams Family?
Yes.
But how cool is that? Think about that. A cement battery.
I think yeah.
Rechargeable cement batteries.
Well,
pretty cool.
I have a friend that used to take steel rods and jam them into the ground and pull energy right out of the ground. Same concept. It was low energy, but it had its purposes.
Right. Well, the same thing with Art Bell. Art Bell from Coast to Coast. Remember he lived in Pahrump, Nevada?
Yes.
And he had he had towers up around the outside, and he had wires. I forgot how far he had them set. But because of all of the electrical waves that are, through cell towers and all the other stuff, He was capturing those waves and using the power from them to create like 9-volt battery.
Sure.
They're out there. It's free.
Yeah.
It looked pretty funny though.
That's part of it. And
because there was a
the
lot.
materials it takes to build the stuff for the amount of energy you get is usually a wash if you're lucky. That's why it's not used commercially.
Right. Because
for a survival thing, if you're a survivalist or whatever, that kind of knowing that kind of stuff can mean the difference between life and death.
Can it? Can it be?
Sure. That's why MacGyver is always successful. Because it's written in the script.
Because of the paperclip?
Oh, yeah. I love the paper clips, too.
Cool. All right. Well, we're skipping the next subject because we already did that.
Yes.
And then what?
Well, remember when we were talking about air taxis were coming? And we found it kind of interesting because, well, we're into that kind of crap, right?
Sure.
Well, Larry Page, who I've never heard of before, apparently has a company. Let's see, is he 3D Robotics, right? No, DJ1 Rival 3D Robotics. So Larry Page is air
just
taxi.
so you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's one of Scott's subjects.
Yes.
And he's
I just saw it and I didn't have time to actually research it, but I saw it and I figured you'd like it. But Kitty Hawk, that's it. Larry Page owns the company Kitty Hawk, and he's the one that was he was co-founder from Google. Oh, Goobers is having a cow because we're talking too loud. You're yelling at me, so Goobers is mad at you.
That's good. Good job, Goobers.
But anywho's, so Larry Page has now purchased 3D Robotics, and as part of the acquisition, co-founder Chris Anderson will become Kitty Hawk's chief or CEO. But what I like is if you take a look at these, this picture looks a little weird because obviously it's movie magic type stuff. You know, it's a small drone, but they make this thing look huge by doing this low picture to it. So it looks like this is the unit that's going to be the taxi, and it's not. It's just a drone. So it
doesn't look that big. It's the size of a. That's like a little. Oh God, I can't think of what those little cameras are called.
GoPros.
GoPros, yeah. So how big can it be if the GoPro is right there in the picture?
Correct. So
only you thought it was big. They're not trying to say it's big because nobody in their right mind would see a GoPro and go, "Oh my God, that thing's huge."
So, but apparently they're using these to test their idea of remotely piloted passenger aircraft. So by working with these smaller drones, they've got a prototype of the flyer, which is supposed to be ready next year.
That's very cool.
So,
what does that mean exactly?
Well, for all practical purposes, one of the biggest problems with transportation is traffic. Okay, if you get a taxi, you've got traffic problems. Certain areas.
But have you not watched any of the space movies that are coming out? Because they're going to be just as much problem when those happen.
One of my favorites is still The Fifth Element when Bruce is driving a taxi, you know, and of course they have accidents, and if there's an accident, it's not good when you're in the air with an accident.
Right.
Of course, it is a movie, and Bruce Willis is able to save the day by not crashing and exploding. Or Judge Dredd was another one that I enjoyed, where they're having fights with their flying motorcycles and they're crashing into buildings. Really? That's just not safe.
Crashing.
Well,
no kidding.
Where I'm going with this is if we have
where
air taxis, and an air taxi is in a heavily populated area like the science fiction movies, when there's an accident, it's not just a couple people getting hurt. Those things are falling down and taking out all the pedestrians on the ground. Of course, might hit a few on the way down.
Right. Who are they going to fall on?
Yeah. So I'm not sure how. I mean, obviously, at some point, I'm assuming technology is going to be there and we'll be able to have safety features and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, like
Which
an
is, I'm sure, what.
crash thing.
Yeah. Do you remember the movie Speed Racer?
The movie Speed Racer?
The movie Speed Racer.
That was the highly stylized one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that they actually used real actors, but then they digitized the real actors to go into the animated, highly
Kind of like Tron.
Right. Yes, very much like Tron, only better quality because the technology is much better. But when these racers are doing all the stuff, because it's not, I mean, they're jumping over, huge expanses and stuff like that, like Evil Knievel.
Were they all just CGI? It was all CGI.
So, but the thing is, if there was an accident, instead of having an airbag, the entire vehicle filled up with foam instantaneously.
Right, right. I remember that.
So I'm assuming by the time we get to real air taxis and stuff like that, that's going to be the thing. There's going to be, what was the other one? Escape from New York. When the president's plane crashes and the president is
the pod.
In the pod, right, which is all foamy on the inside. So he could survive the accident. So that kind of stuff, that kind of technology to me would make perfect sense for something like an air taxi. I mean, that helps the passengers, but we still have the problem with what about pedestrians on the ground, other vehicles? Well, of course, if you crash into another vehicle that has the same technology, they're both going to foam up or whatever. So that works. But still, the thing that concerns me about traveling in the air is pedestrians. And of course, property damage when you wouldn't have to be a pedestrian. You could be inside a cafe and have one of these crashes slam through. Of course, you could have that in real life too, where a car turns around the corner, loses his tire, and the tire goes flying into the donut shop. Are you looking something up or are you texting? Or are you ignoring me because I'm rambling?
We're segueing.
You're segueing. Oh, we're segueing. How awesome is that? Oh, I know what you're doing. You're doom scrolling.
I love derailing you.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to eat up some time because for the first time in a long time, we're ahead of schedule.
Good. That's fine. So what? It's hot. Give people a break.
Yes.
Chat, you want a break? Send a message to us, chat. All right. Go for it.
All right. What is doom scrolling? Doom scrolling is the act of spending an excessive amount of screen time devoted to the absorption of dystopian news. Increased consumption of predominantly negative news may result in harmful psychophysiological responses in some people.
Harmful.
Well,
most people do it because they want that endorphin thing. Like when you're a friend, you get a like and a smile.
Yes.
You get that endorphin release. And that's been proven out. I should actually get that. Yeah, they've done tests and that on that, which is really scary. That's a real thing. That
it is.
People actually get an endorphin release from liking a photo or getting a like.
They're saying it's better than sex. They're full of shit, but they say that.
No, nobody ever said that. No.
Yes, there are some people that think that.
No. But no.
So anyway, now we know what doom scrolling means. Aren't you happy?
Yes, which I was doing, but you were just like,
Well, because I wasn't watching you. I was looking at other things.
Trying to figure out what you were trying to say.
Stop being a narcissist. It's not all about you.
I love watching you struggle through stuff. It's only because that I struggle through stuff all the time, but I just go with it and pretend like I know what I'm doing. Whereas when you do it and you screw up, you stop and let everybody know you screwed up. And I just go, I didn't screw up. I meant to do that.
It's all your fault.
It is. It actually is all my fault. But with that, I would like to let everybody know, thank you all for watching.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
too late, it already is. Please subscribe, watch our other shows and channels. I still haven't posted. I still haven't gone out. Hopefully soon I'll be going out and doing things. But go down there to whathappened.world.
It's down there.
You can connect to our social media. Find Funguy The Entertainer cooks for you. See if he puts up more than one one food type every.
Oh, I need to get everything
year.
fixed. I can't get any help. I keep trying to get my vehicles into the shops, and they're saying, "Oh, well, we're out for 3 weeks because we don't have enough help." You go to a restaurant, big signs everywhere: "Help wanted." We need servers.
Help wanted. Help wanted. Nobody's going back to work yet. Get back to work, people. Got to pay our bills.
Yes.
Somebody's got to start paying off this debt.
I need to be able to do stuff.
Somebody's got to start paying off this national debt.
So
with that, I want you to live every day.
Be genuinely positive, live and love life.
Screw you up.
And have a good one. Yeah, because you didn't finish your thing.
I did.
All right.
I did. Live every day. We'll see you on the next show. I didn't say we'll see you on the next show. That screwed you up.
Yeah, well, that's what you wait for. You wait for the right keywords. Genuinely positive, live and love life, and have a good one.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. And for those of you who are on the Twitch show, we'll see if Scott started up correctly. Let's see if he shuts it off correctly or if we're still doing a post show on Twitch. So have a good one.
Bye-bye.